Hi there, it's Miss Taylor here, and today we're going to learn a little bit about good old mean green. You know, oh wait, what's that, Mr. H? We're not learning about the Grinch today? Oh, about money. Cool, well let's get started. So let's start off with our standards. We're going to start off with SS7E5. Explain how voluntary trade benefits buyers and sellers in Southwest Asia. Part A, we're going to explain how specialization encourages trade between countries. Then we're going to move to the next standard. We're doing a mashup this year because of all the crazy COVID stuff. We're going to do E5. Letter C, explain why international trade requires a system for exchanging currencies between nations. And Part D, explain the primary function of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. So, let's get started. Yeah, like I said, we're going to learn about money. So, I got a proposition for you. I like to make money, and you got your dollar bills, right? And I got my Tay-bucks. So, when we're in the classroom, I might pause right here to do a simulation. But on second thought, you know what? Let's not use dollars because I like my job, and if I take money from kids, I'm pretty sure I'll lose my job. So why don't we use our Klein cash? Because that is something you earn and you can use to spend. So in this simulation, we're going to start our bidding. So what have I got lying around in here? Oh, I've got a pop. Now, these things might range for different things depending on the supply and demand for the product, and maybe this one's really popular. So my husband looked it up, and the asking price for this item is 15 real dollars. So in Tay-bucks, that's going to be, that's going to be 300 Tay-bucks. So, who has 300 Tay-bucks? Any takers? Oh, wait. Y'all don't have Tay-bucks? Y'all have never been to Pine Moria? You got to see Mr. H's video on Pine Moria. So no one can buy it. What can I do? You have Mustang money and I have Tay-bucks. Guess I'm not going to make any money today. Oh, wait. What's that? Oh, currency exchange. You must have been reading the screen. You're so smart. Yeah, so actually, for every 100 Tay-bucks, it's 20 of your Mustang money or Klein cash. So somebody stop and do the math. I'll wait. I got y'all doing math and social studies. I wonder who can figure it out. Raise your hand if you have the answer. All right. So with this currency exchange in class, I usually do this with chips and other things, and it's on a much different scale. But oh man, my market just crashed. And now nobody wants to buy this. This is not a cool toy anymore. It's only worth 5 real dollars, which means my Tay-bucks are going to be worth less. And that means you're going to have a whole bunch of Tay-bucks and nothing to do with them, and things will be worthless. I think we've heard this before. 6th grade standards. So let's go to your notes and figure out where we're at. So when countries and individuals need to trade their form of money for another, that's called currency exchange. This makes buying and selling to other countries or other classrooms easier. First, they need to trade their form of currency for some kind with the seller, which is what you guys did with your Klein cash. The value of the currency would decrease. That's the answer to number 2 on your notes. So let's move right along. At this point, you're going to watch a brain pop, and I can link that for you in our lessons on CTLS. So you need to define supply and demand and explain how they're connected. After watching the brain pop, here's the blanks that you should have. So if we define supply, it's the amount there is of a good or a service. For demand, it's how much people want a product or a service. So when you guys stopped liking this and it wasn't cool anymore, the supply was high, but the demand was low, which means the price would have been pretty cheap. So how are they connected? Together they determine price. So you should have seen that equilibrium point when you looked on the brain pot. Now let's talk about some vocab words. We have renewable resources and non-renewable resources. If we look over here in the corner, we have some renewable things like the sun, hydropower, that means water power, geothermal, wind, and biomass. But what about the non-renewable energy like coal and oil, nuclear energy, and natural gas? So what's the difference? So for a renewable resource, it's a natural resource that cannot be used up, or it's one that can be replaced within a human lifespan. So it's really hard to use up the sun when it's going to live for a long time. Though scientists have said there will be a day when the sun is no more. Ask your science teacher, look at me, I'm bringing in everything. All I need is ELA. Oh yeah, I did. The Grinch. You can read The Grinch. So, anywho, a non-renewable resource is a natural resource that cannot be replaced after it's used up, like oil. Once it's gone, or coal, or natural gas, or nuclear energy. Make sure you have your notes. You might want to pause. So what happens if there is a limited supply of a good, but there is a high demand, and it's a non-renewable resource? The producers of the good can sell it for a high price. They control and supply the supply, which means they also can control the price. So if I was producing these things and you guys really, really like them, and I only produce a few, I could charge a higher price. Or if I felt generous and I wanted to, you know, flood the market and put a lot of supply, the demand would go down, so my price would go down. Which way do you think I would answer that? Would I want to be nice and flood the market, or would I limit it and keep all the money, the mean green, for myself? What would you do? Now we're going to learn about OPEC. What is it? What does it do? And why is it important? It's an acronym, so you have to watch the YouTube video that's also linked on CTLS. So what was OPEC created to do? It was created to monitor the stability and prices of the petroleum market. Basically, that means they wanted to make sure that it wasn't being sold very cheaply and they made no money, or so incredibly expensive that no one could afford it. So they wanted to make sure it was balanced. Make it stable. There's some other questions about OPEC that you'll have to make sure you get from the video. So I hope you guys got what you needed on your notes. They look like this. So make sure you have everything filled in. You've answered your questions. Some of these you do have to think about on your own. We do discuss a little bit of them in the video here, but you also need to create a sentence, a phrase, and a word, and then draw a picture. So good luck and have a great day.